Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Allie. Today I am finally filming my weight loss journey video. This video has been so highly requested on Instagram and on YouTube since I started losing weight. For reference, just about this time last year, I was just about 60 pounds heavier. So over the span of a year, I lost just about 60 pounds and I'm really proud of myself. However, I almost didn't make this video because what I did to lose the weight is just very common textbook things to lose weight and get healthier, and I just figured this was going to be somewhat of a boring video because it's all kind of like common knowledge things. But then I thought about it and I was like, oh, all the more reason to make this video. I didn't do any crazy diets, I didn't do any crazy like workout apps, I didn't really do anything crazy at all. It's all pretty much just like, again, common textbook things. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it as well. If you guys are interested in maybe getting a little healthier or losing a little bit of weight, I hope this video will somewhat inspire you. I would just like to say two things before we jump on into this video. First and foremost, the most important thing that I want to say before jumping into this video, full disclosure, disclaimer, I am not a nutritionist, I am not a doctor, I am not a nurse, I am not anything in the medical field. This is not me telling you what to do. This is not me giving you advice. This is just me sharing my story, and you can take it as you will. If you guys are interested in losing a little bit of weight or getting a little healthier, I definitely suggest talking to your doctor and coming up with a plan that works best for you. This is, again, not me telling you what you should do. This is not a guide. This is just me sharing my story, and if you get some inspiration out of it, that is amazing. The second thing that I wanted to talk about really quickly is I'm not going to talk about how much I weighed before and what I weigh now. I feel like that is very triggering. What I weighed before, I feel like was very unhealthy for me, and I feel like I was extremely overweight for my size and my height. However, I know if I say like this number and say I was so much bigger than I am now, that might be like a target weight for somebody watching this video, and I just feel like that could be very triggering. So I'm not going to tell you what I weighed before and what I weigh now, but I will tell you, again, over the span of a year, I lost just about 60 pounds. If you have any other questions and concerns after watching this video, please make sure to ask them in the comments below, and I will try very hard to get back to you as soon as possible. Now, without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. How it goes. Yeah. It might be. Oh.
Logan, you're gonna go easy, okay?
Take it easy. Yeah, first time.
We got first timers. Oh, look at the buddy. Hi, buddy. Hey.
Everybody takes pictures of the first.
Do you like it?
Hey, bud. Don't splash, okay? Gotta be easy. I did it. Nice and easy, bud.
You're doing such a good job.
Yeah, he's so like trance. He's just like.
You're doing such a good job.
Nice job, bud.
You're
Yeah.
doing so good. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Yay! You did such a good job. He's so happy.
He's right behind you. Fine. Oh, what's going on, bud?
This video is going to have no crazy editing. It is just going to be a very real, raw, uncut conversation video, a nice little chit chat video with all of you guys. I have my notes app open and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I want to talk about in this video. So let's start with number 1. I don't believe I put these in order of importance, but the first thing I'm going to talk about is probably the thing that helped me see the most growth when trying to lose weight. It is to start exercising. Mind-blowing, I know, right? Like groundbreaking. I'm sure you guys didn't expect me to talk about exercising in a weight loss video. I'm just obviously totally being very sarcastic right now. Like I said in the beginning of this video, everything that I'm going to talk about is just very common textbook things, and again, that includes exercising when you want to lose weight. So I am somebody who used to exercise religiously. Like a couple of years ago, I was doing really well with exercising. When I got pregnant, I stopped exercising completely, which I do not advise at all. I think if I'm able to get pregnant, and I hope if I'm able to get pregnant again, I will exercise regularly throughout my entire pregnancy. On top of not exercising while I was pregnant, I didn't exercise almost for an entire year just about an entire year after I had Landon, I was very sluggish and I just felt terrible. When I started working out again, I instantly started seeing results. Now, exercising can be whatever it is to you. For me, it is running. I personally love to run, and I get a lot of comments on Instagram when I post pictures of me running saying, how did you run that far? Now, I don't even run that far. I really run like 2.5 to maybe 5 miles the most. Typically, I'm running like 2.5 miles 4 to 5 times a week, 6 times on a really good week. Now, what I can say about that is you definitely have to build up your stamina. When I first started running again, after having Landon and after not working out for so long, I couldn't even like walk 1/4 of a mile without getting winded. It definitely took a lot of like working up for me to even be able to run 1/2 of a mile. And from there, I just kind of like built my stamina up each and every single time. I would try to challenge myself to go a little bit farther. So if I ran 1/2 of a mile day 1, day 5, I would try to run 1/2 of a mile and then another 2 minutes. If I ran 3/4 of a mile on day 10, I would try to run a full mile on day 15. And I definitely would give myself breaks in between. When I first started running, I would walk for 5 minutes, run for a couple of minutes, walk for 5 minutes, run for a couple of minutes, just until it started feeling more fluent. So for me, exercising is running for me. I absolutely love to run. I've done a couple of at-home workouts as well. You don't have to pay for like any crazy apps. They have a million at-home workouts on YouTube, but to be quite honest with you, I really only run for my exercise. It is what makes me feel the best. It's great for my physical health. It is really great for my mental health, and that is what I do to kind of like get my body moving. So my biggest suggestion if you are trying to lose weight would be to start exercising, whether it's just once a week. If you are going from like never exercising and you start doing it once a week, you're going to start seeing results. And I would say from there, just start to build yourself up. When I first started running, I would do it once a week, and then the week after I would try to do twice a week, and I again just built myself up. I built myself up the amount of days that I was working out and the amount of time that I was working out and pushing myself, meaning I might have been working out 5 days one week and 5 days another week, but I would push myself. If I was walking 2 of those days, running 3 of those days, the next time I would try to run 3 of those days and only walk 2 of those days, and so on and so forth. So I highly recommend, not only for your physical health, but more so your mental health. It is the best therapy, working out, and trust me, when I say I feel you on not wanting to work out. At the beginning, I had so much just like angst to get it, like I just don't want to get dressed, I don't want to do it, I don't want to go there, but I would just say to really like push yourself to do it, because as much as it stinks to do it, in the moment, you will feel so great afterwards. You really will be thanking yourself afterwards. The amount of like serotonin that gets pumped into your brain when you are working out, it's amazing. Number 2, the second thing that I did to see great results when losing weight was to cut out as many sugary drinks as I possibly could. When I was pregnant, I was eating and drinking very unhealthy. After I had Landon, I was eating and drinking very unhealthy. I was drinking so many sugary drinks between soda, and I hate soda. I hate soda, but I don't know why I was drinking so much of it. So much chocolate milk, so many just sugary drinks, so many Starbucks drinks. So one thing for me was just to cut out as many of those sugary drinks as possible. Now I do want to throw out there, this is very important to say, I still have those sugary drinks. I just have them in moderation. Before, when I was pregnant and right after having Landon, I was having them daily, sometimes like 3 or 4 of them a day. Now I'll have them like maybe once every 3rd day, maybe once a week. Right now, I pretty much only drink water. I love water, a nice, crisp, cold glass of water. So good. I love seltzer. I could probably have like 10 cans of seltzer a day. And then I also have tea. I will typically have 1 tea a day, and I like my tea very, very plain. I don't do this for weight loss reasons. I just personally like my tea exactly how it is. No sugar, no creamers, just tea exactly how it is. So that is a huge, huge thing, along with the exercise, just monitoring what I was putting into my body. I just tried to limit as much of the sugary drinks as possible. Just to give you a little side story, I have a friend that I work with, and she lost a ton of weight. Like, it was very, very noticeable. She didn't say she was going on any of these diets. She just lost a ton of weight, like pretty much overnight. I would say within a couple of months, she just slimmed out completely. And we're asking her like, oh, what did you do? And her response was, I stopped drinking soda. She was like, I was drinking 6 cans of soda. I don't know if it was 6 cans. It was a lot of cans of soda a day. And she said, I stopped drinking soda, and she lost so much weight. There's just so much sugar into certain drinks, and although like I do agree you should indulge once in a while, I really just think that we should monitor it and do it in moderation. I cannot stress this enough. This video is not a how to lose weight. This is a how I lost weight. The next thing that I'm going to talk about, I know is not going to apply to most people, but it is something that I did that I do believe really accounted into a lot of my weight loss and just getting overall healthier. And I feel like this is going to be a controversial one. Maybe it's not going to be, but something for me that I started doing just about 6 or 8 months ago was to cut meat out of my diet for breakfast and lunch. Now, I want to flash back about like 2 years ago, right before I got pregnant with Landon. I was a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for 1.5 years. It was the best I've ever felt in my entire life. I felt amazing. When I got pregnant, I craved meat so bad. Not even like I wanted it. It was like I needed it. Like my body needed it. And I started eating meat again. After I had Landon, I was just eating, again, very, very poorly. A lot of meat, and not even like lean meats, just like all of the meats. And I decided about 6 or 8 months ago to cut meat out of my diet for breakfast and lunch during the work week. On the weekends, I still don't really have it for breakfast and lunch, but once in a while I will indulge and have some bacon and treat myself. But for me personally, just cutting a lot of meat out of my diet really helps me to stay fit and to lose weight and to stay healthier. So I will have meat only for dinner 5 days a week, sometimes 6 and sometimes even 7 days a week. Once in a while, like I said, I will splurge and have some bacon or whatever it may be for breakfast. But yes, I am not vegetarian anymore. I probably will never go back to being vegetarian because there are certain things that I really did miss when I was vegetarian, and I don't want to be so restrictive. Like if I want fried chicken one day, I just want to be able to have fried chicken without all the guilt of like, oh, I've been vegetarian for so long and now I'm going to ruin it. So I'm not vegetarian anymore, but I'm definitely limiting a lot of the meat that I'm eating, especially considering like when I was pregnant to when I was postpartum. I was eating an extensive amount of meat. I was taking in an extensive amount of sugar. So now I just have it for dinner. And usually at least once or twice a week I have meatless days, like meatless Mondays, and that entire day I will go without eating meat and I have my protein in other ways. So that again is a controversial one. I am not telling you that you should be cutting your meat out of your diet. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a dietarian type of person. I am not anybody in the medical field. I have no right to tell anybody that at all. But a lot of you guys, like I said, had asked how I did it, and I truly believe that that kind of accounts into it. So I wanted to make sure I added that into this video. This next one is going to sound like such an ad. I promise you this video is not sponsored. I wish it was, but it is not. But I did want to talk to you about HelloFresh because I think it goes along with the ideology of the next piece of advice, if you will, that I want to talk about, and that is portioning out our food. My husband and I had no self-control, like zero self-control when it came to portioning out our food, and we started to resubscribe to HelloFresh when Landon was about 4, 5, or maybe 6 months old. We were subscribed to them previously, and then we took a little break from it because towards the end of my pregnancy and right after I had Landon, a lot of people were coming over and cooking for us and bringing us meals and just like doing a lot for us because we had a newborn at home. So when he was about 5 or 6 months old, we resubscribed to HelloFresh, and it has really helped us to portion out our meals. When I tell you we had no self-control before, I mean we had no self-control. We would make a pasta dish and sometimes have 3 or 4 servings of it, which is obviously not very healthy for you. So subscribing to HelloFresh has really helped us to portion out our food. Now, when I say portion out our food, I am not saying we're eating like a small amount. If you look at HelloFresh meals, they give you a lot of food. So because they only give you enough food for the 2 servings, we're only eating the 1 serving a piece, whereas before we would truly just have like 3 or 4 servings. So the next thing that I want to talk about is just portioning out your food. I am not saying to eat like 2 pieces of broccoli, a little sliver of chicken, eat a full serving of food, eat a full portion. But for me, it was just like not overeating. We were very, very much overeating before. So the days that we don't do HelloFresh, we make our own meals, and just getting in the habit of only eating that one portion since we started subscribing to HelloFresh truly helped us to kind of like bring that into the meals that we cook for ourselves. Sorry, my SD card was full, so I just went to go delete some of the footage from previous videos. The next thing that I want to talk about, I have two more things that I want to talk about. The last one really just piggybacks off of everything that I've talked about in this video so far, but the next thing that I want to talk about is just something that is very, very much requested on my Instagram. I'm constantly getting people asking me like what I eat in a day, and it's hard to say because my diet changes so much, but on a typical day, I typically will have a smoothie every single morning. I'm obsessed with this Black Forest smoothie. It's really just frozen berries, a little bit of vanilla yogurt, almond milk, and a little bit of cocoa powder. I blend it all up. It's so good. It's honestly like a dessert. It is so tasty. I'll have a snack of popcorn. I'm obsessed with popcorn. If you guys have been following me for a really long time, you already know my obsession with popcorn is real. It is deep within my soul. For lunch, I typically do some sort of a roasted veggie with a grain. So I'll either do like barley and I'll put some roasted green beans on top, or I'll do couscous and I'll do a roasted broccoli, and I always sprinkle a little bit of goat cheese because goat cheese just fills all of the cracks inside of my heart. Goat cheese just makes everything better. And then I'll also bring a little thing of fruit. Sometimes I'll bring a yogurt, whatever it may be. If I come home, I'll have a healthier-ish snack, whether it is a fruit or it's whatever it is, sometimes a bar, whatever it is, I'll have like a little snack. And then for dinner, any and everything, literally any and everything. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I post pictures of my dinner all the time, and they range from like really healthy, lean chicken with broccoli meals to really greasy burgers with french fries or pasta or pizza, or I pretty much eat anything for dinner. And again, I just portion it out. And last but definitely not least, the final thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is a piggyback of everything that I've talked about already in this video, but it is everything in moderation. It is a term or a motto that I have been living by for the past like year now. Everything in moderation. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know I am no stranger to the donuts and the cupcakes and the cookies. The cookies. We make cookies all the time, and I just eat them now in moderation, whereas before they were part of like my daily eating routine. Now it is something that I indulge in. It is something that I treat myself to. So I kind of just had to get into the mindset and kind of had to like train my mind that it is not something that I need every day. It's something that I can treat myself to once in a while. Trust me, I will never be the type of person that limits what I eat. If I want the donut, I am going to eat the damn donut. Trust me. Excuse my language. I apologize for that. But if I want the donut, I'm going to eat the donut, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. One thing that I feel like I did very, very well was just overall change my lifestyle. I will never be the type of person that completely limits a certain food category, because I know me personally, and when I do that, because I have done that in the past, I just end up binging really bad. So if I completely cut sugar out of my diet, like completely cold turkey, eventually I miss it so much and I just completely binge out. Now I'm at the point where I can have it once in a while and be completely fine with it. It is not something that I need every single day, probably something I want every day, but it's definitely not something that I need every day, and it is something that I can treat myself to. If I want the burger, I'm going to eat the burger. I'm just going to do it in moderation, and I'm going to try to portion it out as best as I can. So that is the motto that I have been living by for the past year or so. Everything in moderation. It is okay to treat yourself, but just try to do it in moderation. And that is it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope it maybe inspired some of you who have been wanting to lose a couple of pounds to maybe change a couple of things in your lifestyle like I have in mine. I really appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate your support, and I really appreciate all the love that I feel on this channel from each and every single one of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me to live out my YouTube dream. I will never be able to put into words exactly what that means to me, but I can just say thank you, and thank you so much again. I love you to the moon and back. I look forward to talking to you guys all soon, and I'll see you later. Bye.